Okay, we're live once again on Facebook and Instagram. Excuse me, I will just mute my computer. Okay, so welcome everyone. It's been a few weeks since I've done a face-to-face about Demodex mites. I'm, as I said, live on Ungex Facebook page as well as Instagram. So if anyone watching has any questions about Demodex, symptoms, treatment, drop a comment or just message us privately if you want to be a bit anonymous, which is fine, and let us know. I'm happy to answer any questions. So please, I haven't got my glasses with me today, so if I'm squinting, it's just I'm trying to see your comments. So thank you everybody for watching. So basically, I'll just do a little bit of a recap about Demodex mites. Obviously, it is every week when we're doing these live videos what we're talking about, and that's just because awareness is a massive problem with mites, right? So Demodex mites are microscopic parasites that live on mammals. Now, humans have two specific species of mites. So there's the Follicorum and the brevis, and they're, like that we know of, the only two that live specifically on humans. So it's the same if you've heard of cats or dogs or like any other mammal getting mange. There's over 65 different species of mites. So like, for example, dogs getting mange, they have their own Demodex species called Demodex canis or canis, depending on your accent. And usually they don't transfer between species. So thank you. Thanks everyone for joining. So the two that live on humans, basically, like a 2014 study showed that everyone over 18 was found to have at least some mites living on them. Now, that's sort of like, there's no need to freak out. Like, it is pretty impossible, honestly, not to catch them. You can get them from like physical contact, as well as sharing things like pillows, towels, hairbrushes. Thank you. So like, yeah, it's pretty impossible not to have some mites on you. So like, honestly, before we even get into the issues they can cause in high numbers, it's never too late for prevention. Anyway, we'll go into that later. I'll just talk a little bit about Demodex first. So as you can tell by my accent, I am in Australia. Ungex is an Australian-owned company. We're based in Melbourne. So basically, we're talking to people worldwide who like just don't really know about Demodex but are suffering with, either they're suffering with the symptoms, or we're talking to medical professionals, which a lot of you guys on Instagram are probably aware. We've spoken to you already. So this is useful information for everybody to know. So basically, as I said, Demodex are microscopic parasites. Thank you for the likes, everyone. If you have any questions with the, like skin problems, acne, rosacea, drop them in the comments about Demodex mites. Otherwise, I'm just sort of going to keep talking. So if you do have any specific questions, I'm not used to being in front of the camera. I haven't done this for a while, so I would love to chat with you. So yeah, essentially they live under the hair follicles and in the oil glands. Most people just have a pretty low amount of them. So a few microscopic mites spread out over the whole body aren't really going to cause that many issues. So we've actually got a bit of a diagram. Excuse me. So you can see this guy here. Hang on, it's opposite. We can see. So this is a model of a cross-section of skin. So it looks a little bit confusing, but it's super easy. Thank you, everyone liking. So this is hair follicle. So the top of the skin, hair. So this is the hair follicle, the root of the hair. So you actually, apart from the palms of your hands and the soles of your feet, have these all over your body. And these are the oil glands that where the sebum or oil is produced. So basically, mites live in these two areas under your skin. So this is where they're laying eggs, eating, living, essentially, and they come up onto the surface of your skin to mate and to feed as well. So everybody, let me just pop this up here. Okay. Everybody has some mites. Like I said, it's pretty impossible not to get them. But it's the amount you have that can contribute to you having issues. So people with issues such as acne, rosacea, hair loss, itching, seborrheic dermatitis is one of the latest ones. They've found some correlation. Lots of different skin problems can be influenced by a higher population of Demodex mites. So basically, imagine you have 25 plus of those guys living just under one hair follicle alone. So you have something like, don't quote me on this, but like 1,500 hair follicles per square centimeter. So if you have 25 plus in just one hair follicle, time that by 1,500 per square centimeter, that's like a lot of parasites eating your oils, living, dying, breeding, and essentially that's why you're getting like maybe acne, rosacea, hair loss. Everybody's body reacts differently. So we've just got a question come in. So I live in Iran, Shiraz. My doctor said that I have acne rosacea about 1 year. I really hate it. Is there any cure? So that's a really good question. Tahare, did I say that right? Tahare? Sorry, my Australian accent, not so good at some names. So, but yeah, no, that's a really great question. So honestly, with the symptoms of Demodex mites, so the symptoms mean the problems that their population density can influence. So if you have too many mites living under your skin, you know, say something like acne. Basically, when mites die, their bodies turn into liquidy goo, and that spreads any bacteria or feces or anything they were carrying under your skin. So, you know, your body's trying to contain that impurity or infection or whatever it is. And, you know, in some people's bodies, that results as acne. In others, it might be an inflammatory response, your body trying to protect, and that's the redness of rosacea. So not 100% of acne or rosacea can always be attributed to Demodex mites. So the best case scenario, you eliminate the parasites from your skin, and your problems like acne or rosacea were 100% related to those Demodex mites. So once the mites are gone, so are the problems. But in other cases, it may just be a factor. I hope this is making sense. Please let me know if I need to repeat anything, because I know sometimes it's new information, and everybody's different. So what was I saying? Yeah, so worst case scenario, things like acne, rosacea, hair loss, blah, blah, blah. Basically, mites feed off oils, right? So they feed off the oils that your skin produces, and they also feed off any oils that you put on top of your skin. So any lotions, hair conditioners, moisturizers, treatments, even though they may be amazing products. Basically, the Demodex are a little bit of a barrier on your skin, and they're consuming all those maybe expensive treatments. And so, you know, you're actually feeding the Demodex populations, and your skin is still being starved of those nutrients. So either way, getting rid of Demodex is a super important step, because like basically we guarantee Demodex elimination, not elimination of your symptoms. That's really not fair for anybody to promise. So what we can promise is, without getting rid of Demodex, in most cases of high population densities, you won't get rid of the symptoms. I've just had another question come in, I think. Hang on one second. So how do we kill them? Obviously, that's the greatest question of all, because that's, hang on, Instagram, I'm just going to move you a little bit. Okay. So on Instagram, I'm a bit orange. I don't know why. So how do we kill mites? Basically, it's a process. Otherwise, you know, if they were easy to kill, probably everybody would know about them, and like we wouldn't be here. So because of the nature of where mites live, that's also where they lay their eggs and reproduce. We can't actually get into every hair follicle and scoop them all out. There's not one miracle product, natural or chemical, that will kill Demodex mites easily. So basically, the treatment, which is what Ungex provide, is really a 3-step approach. So the one step is, we want to make your body a really hostile place for mites to live. You know, if you want to get rid of something, you make their home really unpleasant. You try and take away their food, so you know they're breeding less. So we have shampoos, so that's their main job, to make your body a really hostile environment. The second way is killing them directly. So every night we're using it on our skin. So any populations that are coming to the surface are being killed off night by night. And the third prong is, we need to do it for the right amount of time. So it is a lengthy process. It's a minimum of 3 to 4 months. And that's just because we want to get rid of all generations from the skin, basically. So we want to make sure that all the adults are gone, all the babies are gone, and your skin's totally clear. So we can kill them. It's just basically, you need the right products, you need the right protocol, which is like what Ungex provide, and you need to do it for the right amount of time. So it is a commitment. Like you can't just buy the treatment and not put in the work. So otherwise it's like, you know, paying for a membership at the gym and a personal trainer, and you never go to sessions or put in the work. You won't get a great body doing that. So it's the same with Ungex treatment. It's not enough just to buy the products and use it occasionally. It's a real commitment on your behalf that you need to put in the work of learning the protocol, which is our job. So part of my job is I am a Demodex consultant for Ungex. So I'm as a Demodex consultant, we essentially want you to get the best results. So we're in contact with you throughout those 3 to 4 months pretty regularly. Now, if you are in Iran watching this, which a lot of people on Instagram are, it's a little bit different because you'll go directly to your dermatologists or doctors. So what I'm saying with the Demodex consultant, it's a little bit different to what people in the rest of the world would do. So for the US, Australia, Europe, as far as you've been in contact with us, we're with you throughout the whole time. So we're your personal trainers for getting rid of Demodex. Basically, once you have the products in hand, you've spoken to us and you know what you need to do. We basically follow up with you every like 2 to 3 weeks throughout the whole process, unless you need us before that. So if you are watching this, especially on Facebook, if you've purchased, especially in the US and Europe, if you've purchased our products on Amazon, that's awesome. Super glad, but it's a little bit tricky sometimes to get into contact with you to make sure that you're using the products correctly, which, like I said, is a super important step to you getting better. So if you've bought our products on Amazon and haven't spoken to either myself or one of my colleagues, please like either message us through Facebook, go on our website, which I'll pop in the comments, or like email us directly, info@ungex.com.au, or just through Amazon, because speaking to us is a really key part, and you have a support package included in those bundles and kits. So that's part of why we do these videos, for one, general awareness, and two, if you are already battling Demodex and you have the tools at hand, we want you to get the most out of that, basically. Okay, so does anybody have, is there any herbal medicine? Yes, Tahara, am I saying that right? Please let me know. Yeah, so Ungex products are natural herbal based, because you do need to use them for at least 3 to 4 months. They need to be gentle enough on your skin and your hair to use that often. Sorry, I keep looking at myself in the camera. I'm not used to being in front. Say hello, please. So yeah, they are gentle enough. So a lot of questions we get, which might be something really good to address in this video as well, is people a lot of the time trying to get rid of Demodex mites with like home remedies, whether it be like tea tree oil or borax or alcohol, or like lots of ways people have sort of contacted us, and they've been battling this for quite a long time. So the reason why home remedies aren't enough to totally eliminate Demodex mites is because you're not, like, killing a mite in theory is super easy. Like you can kill them with basically anything, but the way mites reproduce under the skin, it makes it pretty hard to get all of the life cycles. So a lot of those home remedies basically are too harsh on the skin to use for long enough to target all of the life cycles and totally, like, break it basically, so you're free. So for example, if you're pouring straight tea tree oil on your face or your body, which like a lot of people have tried if they're suffering, basically it'll do more damage to your skin than it will help mites, and that's probably worse, to be honest. And the other thing is you haven't got the right protocol. So because mites spend most of their time under the skin, it's pretty hard to access them most of the time, right? So you need to get them when they're vulnerable, essentially. That's a big part of it. And you also need certain things like lifestyle habits, not putting any other topical products on your skin. Like there's a lot of little rules that make up the Ungex protocol, which is like part of the treatment. The way I like to explain it is, if you wanted to clean your teeth really easily, brushing your teeth. So you can buy the most expensive toothpaste, buy the best toothbrush from your dentist, you know, brush it for like 10 minutes, floss everything so your mouth's shining. But if you do that before you eat dinner, you're still going to go to bed with dirty teeth. So even though you've got the right products and you think you've done everything, you've just like done it at the wrong time, and that totally cancels out all your effort and ruins the result. So that's maybe like, that's a comparison of how important protocol is. So even if you buy Ungex products and use them, if you're not using them correctly, you're not going to get the right result. And that's why speaking to us is super important. So I know sometimes people are a little bit embarrassed, maybe like with skin problems, hair problems, whatever. It is really important to talk to us. Basically, we've heard everything. There's no judgment. I think I went off on a bit of a tangent. I wanted to go back to Demodex mites. So if anybody has any specific questions about Demodex, drop them in the comments, please, so I can see them. I think we had a message come through. Just give me 1 second, guys. Sorry, Instagram. Gonna move you again. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to juggle like Instagram, Facebook. So anyway, so with mites, basically there's, like I said, a huge amount of different symptoms people have. So just because you have one and not the other, it doesn't necessarily mean it is or isn't Demodex. Honestly, like for anybody watching this and you do have acne, you do have rosacea, you do have hair loss, you have itching, like please look into Demodex mites. It may not be the one and only answer that you need. Like, you know, after getting rid of mites, you might still have a bit of hair loss, you might still have a bit of acne, but eliminating mites is like a pre-treatment to making your skin clear of parasites. Because say for example, like I talk to different people all over the world every day, right? So an example is, recently I had a customer who had pretty severe hair loss, middle-aged man, like hair loss, it's, you know, it's normal basically. But he had gotten a hair transplant or hair plugs, and then like found out about us and came to the office, and we do microscopic tests in the office here. So he had a higher amount of Demodex mites than a normal person. Oh, your average Joe. I shouldn't say normal. Everybody's different. But he'd gotten hair plugs put into his scalp. It's a painful operation. It's expensive, like a few $1,000s. Oh, thanks, guys. So yeah, he'd gotten hair plugs in a scalp that was overrun with Demodex mites, essentially. So basically, because mites are maybe sitting in his scalp, eating the oil or the sebum, the hair is not getting the nutrients it needs to be healthy, so it's becoming undernourished and falling out. I've lost my train of thought. Yeah, so his hair was falling out, right, because it was undernourished. So he went and spent the money and the pain and the recovery to get hair plugs, but because his scalp wasn't clear of parasites, it wasn't as successful as what it could have been. So another metaphor for you, we call the garden concept. So imagine like your scalp's like a garden. I love plants, so I like this one. You have a garden full of really healthy plants you're super proud of. You like water them and fertilize them so they're nice and healthy. And so that's the same as, you know, you like condition your hair, you put treatments in, you want to make sure your scalp's nice and healthy, so is your hair. But one day your flowers start to die and you're still watering and fertilizing and they're getting worse and worse. So that's like, you know, like hair loss, right? And you keep putting oils and treatments to try and stop it and make it better. But actually your flowers have some kind of parasite in the soil that's eating all that water and fertilizer. And you're feeding the parasite, which is getting like reproducing, and you're getting more and more, and they're eating more of the nutrients, and your flowers are becoming worse. So basically what you have to do, you have to stop fertilizing, stop watering, call in pest control. So that's Ungex's role. That's part of my role. We need to clear your garden or your scalp or your skin of parasites. So you do the treatment, which, as I said, is a minimum of 3 to 4 months. It can vary person to person, depending on how sensitive you are, how many mites you have, your health. Like, we'll talk about that individually with you. But yeah, you basically need to clear your garden. So once the parasites are gone from the soil, you know, naturally your plants might regenerate on their own. But in other cases, you might need to put more fertilizer, put more water in, and the plants can actually take up the nutrients from the soil and, you know, take advantage of that, because there's nothing in the way eating all that nutrients. I hope that made sense. So basically, if you have anything wrong with your skin, Demodex is the first thing you should be treating. It may not be the one and only answer, but it's the first step. Like, honestly, it's a bonus if it is. If your symptoms are just directly related to Demodex. But even, as I said, worst case scenario, when your hair loss is, or your acne, it's genetic, it's hormonal, there's 100 other reasons. At least your skin is clear and it can take in any extra nutrients and treatment. And one, it'll benefit more from that. And two, it'll save you a lot of heartache, a lot of money. Like, right, hair treatments aren't expensive, skin treatments. So yeah, like Demodex should be your first port of call. So even anybody watching this, especially on Instagram, like I said, we have a lot of like beauticians and dermatologists and hairdressers and whoever. If you have clients who have these issues and you know you probably have your own treatments, just getting rid of Demodex first will make your treatments more effective on your clients, because their skin is clear. If you're watching this and you have some problems, your skin is clear, and that money and time and effort, and you know, it takes your toll on your heart as well, will get, you know, a better result because there's nothing in the way. I hope I could articulate myself properly. Does anybody have any like specific questions? Do you have any hair loss? Have you ever been tested for mites? Anything, just let me know. So I'll talk about how you know you have Demodex mites a little bit. There's a few different ways. The first is 100% you have Demodex mites. Like I said, like the study showed that 100% of people have some mites. It's just like the population or the amounts you have, you know, affect the problems that they may have. So at best, unless you're a child, because they don't have oil, they're not a great place to live unless there's really immunocompromised. Prevention, like at best you'll have a low population, whereas like prevention is always best. It's not as expensive, it's not as much effort, and it can save you a lot of heartache in the future. But those with a medium to high density, which means you probably, maybe you have some light itching, maybe you have acne, rosacea, hair loss, dermatitis, any other symptom. I give you, I think we have, it's going to be opposite on Instagram, but you can check our website, we have it. So there's lots of, these are the sort of the main, but honestly there's so many. Usually the more symptoms you have, the higher the chance. Like I said, it's not like crazy out of this world for it to be Demodex. It's honestly one of the most obvious sort of reasons. Two main ways you can find out, or three. One, symptoms. The more symptoms you have, the more likely it is that you need to address that issue. Two, we do have an online quiz on our website, which asks you some, I'm going to post it in the comments of Facebook. If you're on Instagram after this video, please don't leave me. Just click the link in our bio. Hang on a second. I've just posted the link in the comment section if you're on Facebook. So we have a quiz on our website that goes through some symptoms and lifestyle questions, and it'll give you an idea of your populations. The third way is you can get a microscopic test, which, like, it's not always accurate because we're scraping the top of the skin, and you know Demodex usually live under, so if you're lucky enough, we do it in our office here in Melbourne, Australia. We have agents in Sydney. If you're watching in Iran, there's a whole network. Or you can contact your local doctor or dermatologist. Like, honestly, not everybody knows about Demodex and don't know how to see them always. So that's, like, I would honestly, if you're not near us, go to the online test. It's like maybe less hassle for you, but you know, it's there. So basically we take a microscopic scraping of oil from either your face or your scalp, especially those areas where you are having issues, and we can look at it under the microscope. So I actually have, excuse me, I got off camera here. This is like one of the microscopes we use on Instagram. So it's pretty basic. It's got the LCD screen and you can actually see what they look like. So we have heaps of videos on our website, or past live videos, but this is what they look like blown up. So yeah, if you're in Melbourne, like, message us after this. Thank you. So I've just posted the link in the comments again. So yeah, take that quiz. It's like the easiest way. If you have any Demodex populations, I do recommend treating them sooner rather than later, because the later you let it go, you know, probably the longer it'll take, and two, like, it's just, it can save you a lot of heartache, because you can, you know, carry them around for like 20 years and in really low amounts and not even know. And then one day, you know, you may become sick or go through a really stressful period or anything, and all of a sudden, you know, your immune system's gone down. You've gone from just a few mites to a really high amount in a really short amount of time, and that's when you can start having issues. So keeping them at a low amount, or, like, best case scenario, eliminating them totally, if you do full protocol, is recommended. So I think we've gone for 33 minutes. I just wanted to talk a little bit more about treatment. Like, the main goal of this video is about Demodex. We do have a support group here on Facebook, which I believe this video has been posted, but a lot of you guys are in the United States and it's quite late over there. Here in Australia, it's just 5:15 on a Friday afternoon. But yeah, if you're watching this and you want to know that you're not alone, we do have that support group. If you are in that support group and you're looking for answers for Demodex, we give, like, or anybody, we give free consultations in Australia. If you are in Iran, like, follow the link in our bio and we'll give you the details for our agents and dermatologists over there. But just contact us and we'll do our best to give you the best advice for you specifically, because everybody is super different. And yeah, like, it is a commitment. It's time. It's like 3 to 4 months. But if you are willing to put in that commitment, both time-wise and financially as well, you have to, you know, get the products, whatever. Essentially, we'll get you there. So that's our guarantee. And we're also like with you the whole way. So the thing about skin problems is the internet can be a super scary place. So yeah, we'll help you through basically. So I think that's all that I wanted to say. If anybody does have any questions for me, now is a great time to ask. I know there's a lot of people, especially on Facebook, that are having problems ranging from like light acne, rosacea to super serious like parasite infestations. Feel free to drop in the comments, please. Or even if, you know, you're in the US or something and you're watching this a few hours or a day or more after I posted it, you can contact either me through Ungex Hair Mites Facebook page. Just ask for Alex or any of our team. We're all here. Or you can just contact our website. Like, everybody is super knowledgeable. We all take it in turns to do, especially Mary and I in English, we take it in turns to do these live videos so you don't get sick of our faces. But education for Demodex is super important. It's not super outrageous that it would be on you or your main problem or any of your problems. Like I said, everybody has some mites. So if you're having problems, it's one of the first places to look. So that's what we're trying to educate people. Even I'm pretty sure this is being shared across a lot of like skincare groups, health groups, hair care, blah, blah, blah. And you're probably sick of seeing our posts or our faces or our like shares, but it's because Demodex education is a super important thing and it's not talked about enough in this industry. So yeah, that's probably all from me. I don't think we've had any more questions come through. Oh my God, I need to wear my glasses. Anybody on Instagram, do you have anything? I think everybody's just watching away. That's cool. Okay, beautiful. So thank you everybody for watching. Remember, Ungex, we're always here. If you are in Melbourne, you can call our office. You can find our number on the website. We're open 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday. Very shortly, within the next few weeks, we will hopefully have 24-hour customer service, which is pretty exciting because like we do, I think we ship to pretty much every country, like Antarctica would be a surprise, but I'm sure the scientists maybe have issues as well in that cold. But yeah, so we're in every time zone. At the moment, it's just an Australia time zone, but very shortly we'll have 24-hour customer service. It's something we're working on because like personal contact with each and every one of our customers where we do have your details is super important, and basically we want you to get the right result. So just again, sorry to repeat, but if you have purchased off Amazon, please send us a message. We want to hear from you and just make sure you're on track. If you've just purchased the shampoos alone, don't expect them to totally be gone because that's just enough for prevention. You need the full bundles or kits with the Demodex treatment included to guarantee elimination, and you also need to be in contact with your Demodex consultant, which is something I do and my colleagues. So I'm going to sign off. Thank you everybody for watching. If you have any questions and you're watching this after the fact, message me, leave them in the comments. We'll always get back to you. Yeah, and have a good weekend, everybody. Thanks. Bye.